What's going on, everybody? Pro Trader Mike, founder of MOJO Day Trading, MOJO NFT Show. How's it going today? Excellent, excellent. Thanks for joining me on the show tonight. It's going to be pretty special. I've got some amazing information to share about an amazing token tonight. Not a crypto coin, not Bitcoin. It is a cryptocurrency, but it's called a token. And the token is basically like it is a coin, think of it that way, but it serves utility. It's like when you're driving down the road and you have to pay the token at the toll to get on the better road to get you there faster, and there's all the food places and everything like that. That's the token, dude. Otherwise you got to take the long, slow road. So tokens serve a lot of great utility. And I have a token called the Cure token, the first token to help pediatric cancer, which is huge. It's the first token, and I got the CEO on the show. The token's making moves. You need to learn about it, and that's what I'm going to show you tonight. So I'm going to bring on Jacob Beckley, everybody. He's the CEO of the Cure token, and I'm going to share my screen so we could show you all about the Cure token so you can get involved and nobody's going to miss out on this great opportunity. So there he is. Welcome to the show. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, thanks for having me over.
Excellent. So I did a brief introduction, told everybody, little definition of what a token is rather than a cryptocurrency. It's not like Bitcoin where it serves a much bigger purpose. I don't know if you heard the analogy, but you could take the long drive on the long side roads, or you could pay the token, get onto the toll, and take the high road with all the restaurants, the gas, the food. It serves a lot of great utility by using the token and owning it. And the better that road is, the more value with that token. A lot of people need that basic layman's understanding, but welcome to the show. And let's talk about Cure token.
Yeah, that's awesome. One other analogy that you can do is more times than not, a cryptocurrency is something that has its own blockchain, and that it's its own entity, like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Binance. And a token is usually classified as a project that has taxes but rides on the rails of an existing blockchain rather than being its own. And so your analogy is pretty accurate, but that's another way to communicate it as well.
Great. And the people right here, I'm going to shrink us down a little bit so we could share the screen. This is the Cure token website that I'm on right here. And there's all the links in this video, guys, and everybody is below in the description. They're actually in the front of the description. There's $1,000 giveaway that at the end of this month, I'm working with Cure token, and it's going to be $500 in Binance, BUSD, and we'll talk about that more during the month, and $500 in the Cure token. And you're going to be excited about the Cure token by the end of the show. I can guarantee you that. So let's talk about that. Why don't you tell them about the website and the Cure token? I'll give you the mic, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Well, first off, let me tell you a little bit about myself and my background. I obviously, Jake Beckley is my name. I have been working in the technology and innovation space for decades. And in 2016, I started up a nonprofit organization, a 501c3 here in the U.S. Called the Beckley Foundation, which focuses on pediatric cancer research and awareness. And when that was started in 2016, up until when this project came to exist, we had raised about $1 million through a variety of traditional fundraising efforts, just like events and parties and silent auction items and raffles. And when the when the pandemic hit, all of that dried up. All of that ceased to exist. We weren't able to hold anything in person, any events or anything like that, and we needed to pivot. And being in innovation and technology is my career, and being passionate about cryptocurrencies, I felt that it was a natural pivot for the foundation to start up a project like this, a token that was focused on pediatric cancer. And when it was started, my hope was that the project would generate $200 to $300 to $400 a day in taxes, and I'll talk a bit about what taxes are in a second. But we've gone much further beyond that, and this project has grown significantly larger than I even anticipated. And we have a very significant roadmap, both from a marketing, a technology, and a charitable aspect as well. But the way the project works is every time somebody buys or sells, so you think of a stock, there's a small transaction fee which comes out of that. And in this case, the transaction fee, there's a few different fees, but the one that's important is the charity fee, and that's 3%, which goes toward directly to the foundation to support families. So direct family support, as well as with research. And I want to talk a bit about that later on, but we've done a lot in the past 4 months. This is only a 4-month-old project, and we've done a significant amount of stuff to help families and to help research as well.
Yes, there's a lot of things to actually cover on the website, and just really you can get most of it from just 2 main sources. This Medium article, that's amazing, and everything on the website, from the tokenomics to what they're doing with the community. There's right here the supply and the market cap, 22,674, 640, 22 million market cap, the current price of the token. And since it trades, going to trade on an exchange, it trades on what's called the DEXs, the decentralized exchanges, folks, like Pancake Swap, Uniswap, Sushi, these other things that, these swap exchanges that you hear of. But they're coming out in the next day, and I think I put it on my Twitter. Let's check it out.
Yeah, we haven't yet announced who we're going with.
I know, but let's see what the community thinks, because I did a poll.
Let's see.
Right here. And the community thinks that right here, Cure, 1 day from list to Coinbase at 37.5% of the votes on Coinbase. 33% think the KuCoin, 12.5 Binance, and 16.7 something else. So we have a lot of nice activity going on that, and it's running for another 1 day left. So when that one ends, we'll see who was right. Maybe we'll do a little NFT giveaway or something on the people who like that and who have done those votes. So maybe at the end I'll do something. We'll retweet that and get something going on for that, because it's all about giving, folks. It's all about giving.
I'm glad that you brought up about the decentralized exchange, versus centralized exchange, and I didn't even know what these were, months ago, but the decentralized exchange is what you described. It's like the Pancake Swap or Uniswaps. It's the place where you can get into projects and these small projects and tokens, without being on a Robinhood or a Coinbase or a Binance, something that's much larger, which is a centralized exchange. And projects all start in the decentralized space, and then they try very hard to get up into the central exchanges, which takes time, it takes costs. You have to meet certain criteria of a project in order to even get there to be considered. And we're just pleased that we're getting listed on our first exchange, and there will be many more to come. But this first exchange is always the biggest one for a project, because that's when a project stops becoming sort of a hobby, and it becomes much more of a mainstream entity in the crypto space.
100%, absolutely. And I want to share with the audience the tokenomics of this deal for a second, and to have an understanding. I've been in the crypto space for 7 years. I've seen Bitcoin grow from 100 to 1,000 to 60,000, and every coin along with it. You can't imagine what I've seen, and nothing phases me at this point. But what I've noticed is a certain formula that works just like the stock market. You have a small cap stock, a medium cap stock, and a large cap stock. And all the stocks start out as small caps. Cisco Systems was once a small cap, little tiny stock doing 100,000 a month. Okay. Now, and they grew from 1 million shares to split to 2 to 4 to 8 to a billion shares to become a blue chip stock. And you have tokens like Shiba Inu that has 4 quadrillion coins in supply. That's like having a billion shares in the float. It's going to be very hard to move Dogecoin and these ones that have already been established with these tremendous amounts of coins that are just make no sense. This is 1 billion. So it's like a small cap of the coins out there. And as they grow, the supply is staked. So people are taking and putting it in like a security chest and they're not touching it. So it's decreasing the supply. And Jacob's going to talk about the demand. And like when a stock comes out with press releases, FDA approval, you want to bank on it coming out with the FDA approval, that thing will fly up, kind of like exchange listings and some of the things you have going on. So please share that with the audience so they
Yeah.
can understand the backbone of what we got going on.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, that was a really great setup. And you know, one of the differences of our project is that we did mint a finite supply, but as well as you say, there's a supply and demand. So the price will fluctuate the more tokens that are in circulation versus tokens that are not in circulation that somebody has taken. But as well, we have a feature in here outside of our traditional tokenomics, which is a buyback and burn feature, which means when somebody sells some tokens, our contract, it's built on a smart contract, but it will actually buy some tokens on the chart and then it burns those. So those can never be used again. So the supply is completely and continually decreasing, which is called a deflationary token, which means, you know, so far we've burned, I think 38 or 39% of our total supply. And the more that we do that over the years, it's just going to make the project more valuable as the tokens decrease. But Mike, as you were mentioning, you know, projects just like with stock exchange, where you have certain things that happen with a business, and you know you whatever that expression is. I think it's you buy the hype, sell the news is usually the term in crypto and things like that. But in our project, we tend to have everything around hype and news is really coinciding. So, for example, we have the exchange listing coming up here, which will be announced tomorrow. Who we're doing that with, and it's a really big deal for any project. But additionally to that, we have a lot on our roadmap for NASCAR, which we're doing a full 2022 NASCAR sponsorship, where you'll see us on all of their digital properties. So NASCAR TV, their website, their mobile apps, in-car cameras, and you'll see Cure. And that just makes our project get many more eyeballs on it, and a lot of people to see it who wouldn't have historically seen it. One of the other
let me touch on that before you move ahead. The people out there, listen, there are no cryptos in NASCAR, guys and gals, folks. This is going to be the first cryptocurrency in NASCAR, which is huge. Why do I say that? Because middle America, crypto.com just did the LA Arena. Why? To onboard people into crypto. They're going to educate everybody at all the arenas and the games. It's all going to be the future. How are you going to get middle America, Arkansas, Wisconsin, all these NASCAR people? You know, I call, you know, there's a label for that center of America. We need to onboard them. This is that opportunity. So, you know, NASCAR, no one has that but these guys.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we're going to be sitting alongside Coca-Cola for the entire year. And then we're sponsoring a race team, and that race team is going to be announced this week. Very excited about the race team. It's the largest race team in NASCAR with some of the best drivers, and the driver we've selected is right in line with our brand and what we stand for and what we're trying to do with philanthropy and pediatric cancer research and awareness. So it's a good alignment. You know, I guess the other point about NASCAR, and you talked about, you know, middle America, you know, and crypto is a really complicated thing at the end of the day to get onboarded to it. You know, there's a lot of confusion. You know, obviously the easy ways are with Coinbase and Robinhood, a little bit of Binance, but it's still a little bit difficult. You know, you have to create an account, you have to upload a lot of documents, you have to get approved. Very difficult. Then the other route is you go and you get a wallet, which you have to use in the decentralized space of crypto. So you get a wallet and you understand what an exchange is, and you convert currencies and swap them and all those sorts of things. Really confusing. So we've developed a brand new technology called CurePay, which is there it is. Yeah. So this is an on-ramp for getting access to Cure token. And this is pretty revolutionary because no other project in the space has anything like this. And this came out of a problem. I told you before, I work in technology and innovation. So my brain is always going nuts trying to figure out what is the problem and how do you solve it? And this is the direct result of that. I was getting so many phone calls each day and text messages and emails saying, hey, I want to buy into Cure. I don't know how to do it. Can you walk me through the steps? And I did that enough times. I said, finally, I'm going to build a tool that does this for them. And that's what this result is. So it's as simple as buying with a traditional payment method.
How about we show them? So everyone, and the links are below.
Yeah, let's do it.
And the links are below. So this page right here, guys, is where you come and very easy to get some Cure Pay. Okay, you don't have to go to an exchange and do all this information. You don't have to do what's called a KYC, know your customer, and put in your license and wait to get you don't have to do any of that. And by the way, this is the chart on Cure Token, by the way, everybody, right here. This was a move yesterday. Normal dip down, higher high, little cup and a little cup right here. Broke through the top of that line cup right there into a huge breakout on big volume. This is the kind of chart, and this is in anticipation of an exchange listing. So when you see like a coin that's on the exchange and then it moves, you're like, how do I get in before that? Well, that's why Mojo's presenting this opportunity to you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is the moment to get in before it's fully listed on a.
And in the last 30 days, 7 projects that I've reviewed on my Mojo show have all sold out and have gone up 5 to 10-fold in ETH price since I've done them. So, we're all doing the right thing by bringing this out into the world. So let me show you how this works. So right here, you come to this page. It says easy way to buy Cure and support the cause, which I'm New York cause, and it's the pediatric cancer. So boom, look, let's put in $50 and we're going to go to PayPal, Venmo, debit card. You have all these select, very easy. So I'm going to check out with PayPal and I'm going to click that and it's going to load up my PayPal. Off screen, and then I'm going to get a code on my phone because I don't want you to see my thing, and I'm going to get a text on my phone right here and put in my code. All right, and then it's going to load up. I'm going to select, and I'm going to click Pay Now. So, guys, you're going to go to that site. You're going to put in 50, 100, 200, whatever you want to do, and that's getting to charity, guys, the first charitable token. So, I'm looking for value. I'm looking for help. I'm looking to help people and to make money. This is what I love. So I'm going to click Pay Now. It's processing. And once you do it the first time, you do it the second time, it just keeps on loading your wallet on the page. And I'll show you. So right now it's processing. Oh, it's still processing right here. See, it's spinning, guys. So it's spinning. And so when it does, I'll own 2,083 Cure tokens for $50.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this, for anyone who knows this level of crypto, in order to get into this space, there's only a couple on-ramps right now to convert US dollar or fiat currency into crypto. You can use an exchange, so Coinbase and Binance, but if you want to use anything with a wallet, you have to use MoonPay or Simplex, and there's a few others, but those are the biggest. They charge anywhere from 12 to 22% transaction fee in order to even get Ethereum or Bitcoin or BNB. And this process, we built this to not make money. This is just covering the transaction fee of the credit card process. So it's I think it's set at 5% right now, which is 3.9% for credit card processing, which means 1.1% is going to the gas fees and the transfer fees. So it's the lowest on ramp of any crypto project out there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And what you get, guys, let me show you this thing right here.
Yeah.
This is the team. Let me just, before, while we're on this, I want to show, where's the staking? Oh, it's on the link tree.
Yeah, it would be there. Yeah.
Where would the staking part be?
Yes. Go to right down one more.
Stake your cure. Here it is, guys. So check it out. Because it's a charity and it's not a flip. I want to be, if they've got one huge development, the exchange. The next huge
Yep.
development, and Jacob has done all of this, is the NASCAR. So let's be serious, guys. I see on Twitter Spaces every day, it's a new Web3 phenomenon called
Mhm.
Twitter Spaces. And everyone on Twitter is talking in these groups. And you've got celebrities now coming on in a big way that are onboarding all their friends on each team in the professional football league, in NASCAR, in basketball. There's one or two guys on the team that get it.
Mhm.
And they're telling everybody else on the team. They're coming on spaces. So Jacob's tell them, celebrities, professional athletes on these Twitter spaces to talk about
Yep.
their love of Cure Token and to onboard all their friends. It's a phenomenon you've never seen before. You can't buy Amazon, Jacob, and then be like, oh, this guy's going to come on Twitter and talk about my Amazon stock. That ain't going to happen.
No, no. And what we, it is a phenomenon. And what we call these people are Cure ambassadors. So we try to align with sports figures and athletes and actors and so forth that believe in what we're doing, which is, a project that is backed by a nonprofit, which is unheard of in crypto. I mean, that's just unheard of. A lot of times you'll find a project that they find something to attach themselves to from a charity perspective. But this is the inverse, and that's resonating with the Cure ambassadors. So we've aligned our mission with them, and they've come on board and they're advocating for us. They're talking to their social media followers. They're coming on Twitter Spaces, having conversations, and we're getting more and more each day. So it's pretty cool to have hockey players and
So I'm holding this thing. If you buy 100,000 Cure tokens, guys, and you stake it, meaning it gets put away, I mean it's in your wallet still, but you can't sell it, you can't transfer it. It's like a CD at the bank. You know what I'm saying? Your money's at the bank, you put it in a CD, you get for a year. I mean, what, 1%, 3% if you're lucky. This is 40%. So I would have 140,000 tokens in my wallet at the end of the year if I bought 100,000 now. Isn't that correct?
That's correct. And keep in mind as well, this is a deflationary project. So in a year, the price, I mean, you can't guarantee it's going to go up, but the price should mathematically go up, which means you're staking, 100,000 today, getting 140,000 in a year, and the price is most likely going to be up at that point. So that's pretty exciting. The reason that we do this and the reason that staking exists in crypto is because we're an infant right now. We're an infant project. So you don't want large holders, people coming in buying a significant amount of tokens and then dropping the chart. So you incentivize holders to want to stay with the project for a long period of time. And the way you do that is by rewarding them. And that's what staking is providing, is the ability to provide peace of mind to new investors coming in, that the old investors aren't going to sell for a while, that they're going to be here.
Like when they made their first dividend on a stock, someone had to do it for the first time and say, oh my gosh, I'm going to buy this stock, I'm going to hold it long term and make a dividend, and they're going to give me an X return over the year. This is the new America, guys. This is the new dividend. And if you don't take advantage of it, you're going to hear about it just like you missed out on maybe Bitcoin or some of the other things that I told you about in 2015, 16, and 17 to do that all transpired. So I'm doing it again, folks. I'm doing it again.
There's other features that projects do, and we have a new feature which we're going to be releasing soon, which is called farming. So you understand staking is, protection for the project, protection for new investors coming in. But what farming allows for is for you to put up your tokens and pair it with liquidity so that you're helping you're truly investing in the liquidity and the growth of the project, and you get rewarded for that. And that just means that that the project gets much more stable, because the liquidity pool is growing. You're getting, a lot more
Could you
volume.
describe how you're rewarded? Would it be meaning, let's say it's beyond staking. So
Yeah.
I'm putting up my tokens, and instead of getting the 40% a year, now every transaction that's happening within the pool as people are buying and selling the Cure token, because I'm farming it like a farmer, I'm
Mhm.
making X
Exactly.
return a week or every 2 weeks or every month now on top of that 40%, correct?
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Double
And that,
dividend.
yeah, the incentive for investors is that now they get to participate in like the real project and the real rewards of the project. And if it does well, you do well. And
Yes.
that's a big value
It's
to
amazing.
investors. But we have a
It's
lot more
amazing.
technology
Yeah,
coming out. These are just some of the ones on the immediate roadmap. But CurePay is definitely revolutionary. And the reason I brought that up is because of this NASCAR sponsorship. We need an easy on ramp for people in middle America who don't know what crypto is and don't know what a wallet is. And that's the purpose of CurePay.
one last thing. We've touched on the NASCAR, the
Mhm.
liquidity locked. You're on CoinGecko and the
Oh, yeah.
major marketplaces. We
Yeah.
demonstrated CurePay, so I want everyone to be like going on and like experiencing that onboarding easiness, how easy it is to buy crypto. I just bought 2,000 of them, and how it's going to be going to Ethereum, and they're going to bridge to Ethereum because it needs to be global and on a huge scale. So in order to do that, could you explain?
Yeah. So projects start in different blockchains, and we chose Binance BNB Smart Chain because of the gas fees. And gas fees are the cost that it takes you to make a transaction and get consensus throughout that blockchain. Ethereum can range anywhere from $20 to $80 per transaction, and it's very expensive. So we had chosen to go with a BNB because the gas fees are anywhere from 20, 30, 40 cents to up to $1. And so much more affordable. But now our project is at the maturity level that we do need to do a fork or bridge to Ethereum, because that's going to get us to much more of a mainstream audience. Ethereum, everyone I believe knows what Ethereum is. Ethereum is it's a great ecosystem. They're coming out with Ethereum 2 E2 shortly here as well. But this bridge or fork will allow us to coexist in both blockchains, which is really great for a project, because then you can get larger communities, more holders, more volume, and just more reach if you can break out of single blockchains.
And if I'm correct, it's going to be so advanced because of your team and the ability of the team. You're actually developing your own chain. It's going to be called Cure Chain,
Yeah,
correct?
no, this absolutely right. Now, this is the future of Cure.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, when I
The
started this,
future. It's
it was
unbelievable.
started as a charity project that I just wanted to help the foundation and raise a little bit of funds to keep our mission going during the pandemic. What this has translated into is much, much bigger than that. Going back and looking at the pandemic again from a story perspective, when we were sitting in the pandemic, told you I work in innovations. My brain is always thinking through problems and why things occur and how do you replicate it. So I was thinking, how is it that we came up with a vaccine so quickly and it became mainstream and accessible very quickly as well? And there's dozens and dozens of reasons why that occurred. Why we were able to do that and accomplish that. But if you break it down and put it into buckets, it came down to accessibility of data. It was researchers stopped working in silos and pockets all throughout the world, and they worked together, in a larger sort of consortium. But as well, besides the data and the access, of researchers to work with each other, there was the incentive. Everyone wanted to find a solution to this, and this one was driven by fear. But there's other ways to motivate through incentive. So CureChain is kind of bottling all of that up and developing its own entire blockchain. It's going to be a dynamic NFT blockchain. So if you know anything about NFTs, which I know everyone here does, NFTs have a passive reward mechanism built into them if you opt into that. They're basically smart contracts. Instead of a token, it's a smart contract. And that smart contract can have logic. So one of those things is is reward. It's incentive. The other thing is, researchers are buying data. This is one of their biggest expenses from research labs and facilities is data. And they can't get enough data. It's very expensive. They don't always get current data. And they go and they try to create their own data as well through studies and trials and so forth. But they also rely on third-party data. This third-party data is costly. So what we want to develop is a grassroots, ground-up blockchain, decentralized. It'll be a layer 1 blockchain that provides access to data. And this is medical information, agnostic and anonymous to you and I. So you won't know it's me. But if, let's just say I had a rare disease or I had cancer and I opted my data into this dynamic NFT that can evolve over time, researchers can access that, and they will pay to access that because they need that information. And there's a reward system built into it. So the more information I would provide, the longer my information is there. There would be tokenomics built into these smart contracts, which means that that my NFT, my personal medical NFT, would scale and grow over life, and it would potentially increase in value and in perpetuity. Meaning, this is something that's an inheritable asset as well. But the researchers could leverage it, get it, gain access.
Aren't they doing that sort of technology now, but centralized at each location, like each hospital or country is developing their own things, but internally there and not being shared with the world? And this is incentivizing them more to put it on the blockchain and contribute to it more as a DAO kind of thing.
Exactly right. They are doing this in some pockets, and a lot of time it's just personal health records, and that's the extent of it. Yeah. But as well, it's in networks and it's in groups and it's in silos. There are large organizations, very large organizations, that are trying to monetize that data and trying to make it accessible for a business purpose. That is not decentralized, and that is not doing it from a philanthropy and a good space. That's doing it from how do we make more money? As a pharma company, how do we make more money? You don't cure people, you treat them. It's the same concept. We need to solve this from a decentralized perspective. If you look at
and the reason why is because of, I'm not going to talk about Pixel. That's just another accolade in your hat. Is because of these two girls and what you've done for the family of the kid that has terminal cancer. In a centralized place, he would not be seen, but you've given the opportunity through a grant that you have available on your website that any family in need of pediatric care can go fill out and apply. And from what he's told me, they have 100% acceptance rate. So if you are in need and you are a family with pediatric cancer, can you talk about that, please?
Yeah, well, this is why I care. I mean, this is why I'm doing this. As I said, I started my foundation in 2016 and have been raising a lot of money for this purpose. But the goal is to help as many families as possible. Because most families that have a child that's sick or a child with cancer has a lot of financial burdens. And this isn't a U.S. issue. This is a worldwide issue. And we've been able to grant funds to help ease some of that burden. And that's all a result of the transaction fees of Cure Token, the small transaction fees. And we've granted wishes. We have paid mortgages and rent and just helped with other types of medical bills. But we try to do as much as possible. So there is the grant form on the website, which you're correct. There's everyone who's applied so far, except for the two that are currently in the review process. Everyone else has had some sort of grant issued. And this is a worldwide thing as well. It's not just US based. But if you go also onto the website, you can see the giving page where you can see some of the things we've done in the past. And this is not exhaustive. There's much more. And we need to update this as well because there's been quite a few that's happened since the holidays. But we've also donated to researchers. So here in Chicago, where I live, we have Lurie's Children's Hospital of Chicago, which had a lab that we funded for years that had since moved on to Rush University, and we still fund that research lab. We've also supported Sloan Kettering in New York, as well as a hospital consortium of 80 hospitals network in North Carolina, as well as spread throughout the U.S. We've done grants in Africa. We're working on our first in the U.K. We've done some in Puerto Rico. We've done some in Miami. We've tried to cross the spectrum of help and support, and I think that's the purpose of
And there's
everything
so
behind it.
many tokens and projects out there, guys, that don't follow through on what they're talking about. And I've been following Jacob and his mission and the people that he's surrounded with, and he's come through on every single thing promised and delivered on this particular token. It's amazing the power of what it can do.
Yeah, it is. And you're right. There's a lot of meme tokens, meme projects out there, meme, that say they're going to do a lot, whether it's, they're going to do a lot of advertising and marketing, or they're going to build a lot of technology, or they're going to do a lot of good if it has a charitable component. And they usually fall flat. They're usually out to create spikes, to get a big volume real fast, and then sell on the chart. And that's not what they're
Have you been in contact with like St. Jude and for those really the top
Yeah,
organizations
so
like that?
not St. Jude specifically, but Monday, tomorrow, I do have a call with the top leadership of the American Cancer Society, and we're looking to see introductory call to see how we can support them. We have also sponsored and partnered with Family Reach, which is a very large organization in the U.S. that helps families before the points of crisis as well as when they're in crisis. So we did a grant to them at the end of 2021. Going into the holiday season to support some families, and we're always looking to partner with other foundations. We have a lot of partnerships coming up, which are about to be announced, which are foundations that are usually started by pro athletes, and so we're partnering with them. We're going to turn them into Cure ambassadors. We're going to support their foundations, and through all of this, we're going to do get more and more reach in the community perspective. And usually, the smaller foundations are the ones that have the biggest impact. They might have a small footprint, but they have the biggest impact. And we want to work with, those globally. We feel that that's the way that we're going to make a big dent in this problem from a family perspective. And then from the research perspective, it's going to be the cure chain. And that's how we're going to make a significant dent in researching capabilities by enabling them through technology to be successful.
Wow, that's amazing and very well spoken. Very well spoken. So we've covered a lot of things on the Cure token. He also has an NFT right here. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, we have a few NFTs that are available for purchase. We also have a lot more on the way. We are also working on some new technology. So we're working on an NFT marketplace of our own. We're working on an NFT a staking and reflection ability. And then we're also working on an NFT lottery, which is a pretty cool new concept where you'll be able to buy an NFT, but you won't quite know which one you're going to get. But the rarity will differ, the amount that have been minted, the value, and all those sorts of things. So it's a pretty cool just way to get involved in NFTs and support the project and our mission at the end of the day. So you can see one of them here, but there's a lot more coming up.
And the cost of that at BNB at 0.25, how much is that?
That would be approximately $125, I think, at this point. What's a BNB at right now? About 500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something.
So
like
you
that.
get to own an NFT, and the money gets donated to the charity and the project, and you're supporting the community in a lot of different ways. So
yeah,
it's
and these
fantastic.
are limited supply as well. So they're minted once. I think there were 500 minted, and there's no more.
And it's only $5 to mint it, guys. It's $100 ain't going for gas. That is. You do 1,000 transactions and you do $100 in gas, that money could be going to charity. That's why they have it here. Very small fee. You get to own the NFT, and there's going to be good utility behind it for owning it. So I love that too. Excellent. What else do we want to add, my friend?
Boy,
so
wow,
we spoke about everything, and we've got the team. So he's got the team. He's got all the ingredients, and we covered it all.
And so, I think one last point is the differentiator of our project versus others. And I think this is the point I think resonates the most. I've hit it over the head. I said we're a charity first, and then we started a project, a crypto. That's unheard of. But what that also allows us to do is reach outside of the crypto community for advertising and marketing. We are doing much more mainstream. I mean, that NASCAR is a testament to that, as well as a lot of the other things we're doing around podcasts and interviews with oncology networks and cancer researchers and all these sorts of things in mainstream. that's a big differentiator. And then the future utility of cure chain is just absolutely revolutionary, and the space needs it. And I feel that our team is the team that can bring it forward. And we partnered with some of the best and most recognized and well-known blockchain experts in the world, as well as researchers. And we're all going to be working together to build that cure chain. And this is the beginning of that. This is like getting in early on.
This is like MicroStrategy, guys, years ago. There was a Twitter Spaces the other day where Michael Saylor came on from MicroStrategy and was talking about Bitcoin and why he was buying it and the energy behind Bitcoin and the energy behind you eating food and this atmospheric energy. And he was talking on wavelengths that were so deep and high, but he was on Twitter Spaces and it wasn't a regular thing. So let's picture 5 years from now. And Jacob's now coming on to Twitter Spaces as the special guest, and it's got 5,000 people on it like he did. And he's telling everybody, about what's happened over the last 2 or 3 years and how many people and families they've helped with the charity and how much the community's grown and how everybody's made and he's delivered what's been promised. And that's what I see in this. And you could see it, guys, on the chart. Look at this. This is what people believe right here. See the chart? Yeah. This is what people believe. So I believe, and I want to thank him for giving me the opportunity to have him on the show. I got some Cure tokens for doing it. Thank goodness. I'm putting them away for the long term. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Every time I make a profit on something, I'm going to go in, I'm going to I make $500. I'm going to take $50, $100. I'm going to go buy myself some Cure.
Yeah, I think
keep on accumulating it.
Right move. Right move. So thank you for having myself on. Thank you for having Cure on. I just love being able to share it with people and kind of share our mission and what we've done and where we're going. I just love doing it.
Yep, that's one cool banner they have right here. Here's another cool one they have right here.
Oh, we also have, speaking of that one, we have a Harley Davidson motorcycle raffle, which is coming out here shortly.
We'll end on that. Yeah, tell them about the Harley.
It's a $75,000 custom-built Harley Davidson that it's been provided to us to be able to raffle off. And it's got a custom paint job, which resembles what you saw there, but really subtle so that somebody would feel like they would want to ride it. And we're really close to having it finished, and we're going to announce it all over social media. But you'll be able to, get a ticket and hopefully win the bike. And this could go anywhere in the world. So it's not just isolated to the U.S.
And I'll be showing that video of the guy when he's riding it down the road. I'll play that video, guys, again on the road map down the road, and I'll update you on continually what's happening on the Cure token. Awesome. So everybody, wonderful. Thank you for joining this evening. And I'll say goodbye. Peace to Jacob, and I'll see you on the Twitter Spaces, my friend. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Dude, that was super awesome, man. That was really, really, really incredible. You know what I'm saying? In a great way. That guy came on. Like I said, he's a Michael Saylor in 5 years. He's making connections with things that you can't believe, man, are so high up level. Things I want to be involved with. So if I'm telling you about it, thank goodness Mojo's doing the show. So that's it, guys. I was supposed to have this other friend come on, Sammy, and he was going to play Jingle Jangle and play a great tune, but he never did it. So maybe on another time for that. But I want to say thank you again, and check it out. I'm doing a giveaway. Look. It's in my Twitter below in the links. All you got to do is do what it says there. Follow and retweet 2 friends and comment why you love Cure Token. You follow them on Twitter. Links below in the description. And you join Cure Token Discord. Links in the description. And it's $500 in BNB coin and $500 in Cure Token. I'm going to announce it at the end of the month. It's going to be super fantastical. So thank you so much, everybody. Peace. Keep it profitable, and subscribe to my channel and see you on the moon, right? Whoops, I'm back. I got to do a subscribe, and then I'll see you on the moon, right? All right.